Hey, good morning, everybody. You are back live with the crew and Bruno. Bruno made a fun little entrance here. That dog you saw in the last video actually was Ruby. She's a little older black-mouthed cur. Anyway, Bruno's going to play ham here this morning. He's not even ham. He's the whole hog, actually. That's what Bruno is. Hey, I'm going to do another video here this morning about something that comes up on my channel often, because I'm one of those channels that's I love crypto. I love people. I love the economic system. I like figuring it out. It's like a big puzzle to me. I get to hear and talk with bankers and different people and people in the chat, and all of it I put together is somewhat of it's a passion and a love of mine, and on top of the fact that I think that it's the greatest wealth transfer in the history of man that we are part of, and that's a beautiful thing, really, isn't it? However, there is rustling in the ranks, if you will, whenever I bring up anything along the lines of to the army. When I bring up Bitcoin or Bitcoin Maxies XRP. So I did a video like this about a month ago. Maybe it was longer. Time flies. It's so important, guys, that we understand who we are and where we're at. It's okay if you choose one team or one coin over the other. It really isn't about the ultimate winner. One's the ultimate winner. If I were not if I had $1 or $100 a month to put in coins, I probably wouldn't even buy XRP, to be honest. I'd buy more XDC. I'd buy probably some other coins, but that's a whole different strategy. Probably still buy some XRP. But people are in different positions than you are. I see people comment all the time. As soon as I bring up Bitcoin in one of my videos, a bunch of the people will just, oh, he's a Bitcoin guy, I'm out. I'm not watching the channel anymore. It's like, well, that's a bit shallow, but, you know, because I love XRP and I love them both. I think they're both going to change the world. In fact, many of you may know a show. I used to watch it a lot years and years ago. By the name of JSnip4. He had a conversation with a guy who was, I'm just ad-libbing the story, I can't remember exactly the players involved, but it was a guy who was connected somehow. And he said, well, oh yeah, well, what about this? And he said, oh, silver over gold. And then he said, well, what about crypto? And he said, well, yeah, you better own some of that. And he was affiliated somehow, I want to say, in the government. I'm screwing the whole story up at this point, but anyway, he said, oh yeah, there's only two. And he's like, oh okay. And back then, JSnip4 was really into, I want to say, I think he still is, into Ethereum. No, it wasn't. It was Theta. He was really into Theta, and he was really into, I think it was Litecoin at that time. That was quite a long time ago. And the guy said, oh, no, those aren't the two. The two you have to own are Bitcoin and XRP. And I never forgot that. That was many years ago that I first heard him talk about that. I want to say 4 years ago. That's one of the, one of those things that happen in your lifetime to where you're like, oh, wow, I haven't paid enough attention to XLM or, Cardano or whatever the coin is. It comes your way and you don't understand why, but it just comes into your life. And then you learn more about it, and then you learn more about it, and then you educate yourself about it, and then you learn more about ISO 222, and then you start getting into what it means and what R3 is, who R3 is, and what they're going to do, and at Corda, and how the liquidity of the entire pool is going to be formed is so important. And when you get all of that, you put all those pieces together, and then you walk over and you talk to a Bitcoin maxie, he just looks at you like you're speaking Greek or Portuguese. Well, if you're in Greece or Portugal, that's probably a beautiful thing to speak. But it's difficult to relate what your knowledge is about the coin or the project in which you know to somebody who's focused their entire day, all of the videos they're listening to, all of their life experiences, all the little birds that are chirping in their head about, oh, these little things are clicking in their life, and they're on a different path or pattern than you are at that moment in your journey. They're hearing nothing but Bitcoin. You got to get Bitcoin, stack Satoshis. You better get more Satoshis. It's the only coin. You got to have that. A lot of the reason why I'm doing this video is because the army, the XRP army, is really getting, they sound so much, we sound so much. I'm trying to create a navy here, people. The XRP navy, if you will. We all start to sound like Bitcoin maxis. I know it's different because there's about 10 coins in the ISO group, but don't shut off your friend, your neighbor, your ally, okay? There's so much good going on with Bitcoin right now, guys. I know that's so hard for XRP people to hear, but it's so true. I mean, I just ran through a bunch of stats. 13 million new wallets created, I believe, just this year. They did almost $15 billion in transactions just this month, and we're only 10, 11 days into it. They are not. It is slow. I understand all the things that you don't like about Bitcoin, in particular if you are an XRP person. But it's so different. Those two coins could not be more different, in my opinion. And the people that believe in them, and the reasons why they exist, and the use case in the future. The use case of XRP is not going to be the use case of Bitcoin. It's just not. That's apples and oranges. We've gone over that a million times on this show. But I had a great conversation with a Bitcoin maxi yesterday. And it was the same guy that I was talking about that didn't even know what ISO 222 was. And he was like, I go, look, in a video I did in the orchard, I said, you know what? You have to look into this project. You have to look into what they're doing. I have, as you guys know, some Goldman Sachs people, a banker guy, and a market maker guy who have all become very good friends of mine who are in my ear about all this stuff. They know exactly what ISO is. And people just sent me a link. Becky, thank you, love. She sends me the best stuff. Zach just did something on this. He had some deep throat guy, didn't want to expose what bank he worked for, came to him. Cool stuff, great information. I'm getting the same, basically I'm getting the same confirmations, and that whole system is going to be what they jump to for convenience. It's going to happen. It's not if, it's a matter of when at this point. So he's like, wow, Al, you never told me about this ISO thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, actually it did. That's why you just researched it over the last month. And he's like, well, yeah, but you should have told me about this years ago. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Here's a Bitcoin maxi guy that's like, oh, wow, all these transactions are going to go on this railroad. Even Bitcoin transactions, it's not discriminate. It's not discriminating against any of the coins. You can use this avenue. It's just like the internet. Go ahead, use it, flow on it, do what you want on it, let it happen. The only people regulating are, well, the U.S. government at this point. Let's not get into that sort of subject, because that's really a point of contention with a lot of people right now. They're lost. They don't know what to do. They see everything as a threat. They see crypto as a threat. It's clear to me. Even the Bitcoin maxis are jumping on the fact that These are friends of mine who are telling me, oh, see what you get? Oh yeah, see what all the regulators are now crushing cryptos. Crypto in their mind being everything that is not Bitcoin, right? Oh, they're crushing cryptos. And I'm like, and you're in favor of that? Well, what do you mean? Yeah, you know, I told you it was going to go down like that. You know, Bitcoin isn't regulated like that. And, you know, they've given it the green path. I said, so wait a minute. You're a freedom fighter. You believe in the freedom of people, and you believe that a system should be free and fair, and you like decentralization, but you want to choose the ones that you've invested in as the only ones that get to succeed, and you're going to pat the back of people like Mr. Burns of the SEC coming after all the other coins? Can you spell hypocrite? Do you understand what you just said to me? On both sides of this coin, guys. Both sides of this coin. You are a good friend of mine, and you're trying to tell me that the regulators should wipe all the other 20,000 cryptos out. Do you know what Theta does? Do you know that it would never actually ever work on the Bitcoin blockchain? Do you understand that? Do you understand what that decentralized video technology could do for all of us, and how we could share it freely, and we could wipe out monopolies such as, you know, I don't know, AT&T and many others, Verizon and the rest of them, who are holding us hostage because we want to communicate socially on this network and this media platform in which our only expense to each other is their connection? Do you know that there's companies like Theta that are changing the world that way? With a peer-to-peer decentralized blockchain that is actually allowing us to communicate one day freely? Do you know that, Mr. Bitcoin? And you're siding with Mr. Burns? Do you know how frustrating that is? I had such great comments. My cat just bit me. It was a love bite, but you know, come on, Lucky. Lucky. You know why we named him Lucky, right? Yeah. Because, yeah. So, it struck me the other day how important this time is in our day, in our life. This time right now is a time of seeing the prosperity that this is creating, seeing our future being brighter tomorrow. There's so much turmoil out there right now, guys. Please, I am not naive to it. I'm just telling you, you are what you focus upon. If you listen to negativity all day, your day will be negative. You will find reasons to hate XRP. You will find reasons to actually love XRP and hate XLM because of the information in which you take. And because somebody's trying to tell you not to like something else more. I'm trying to say, do your own homework, find it within your own peace and your own soul, what resonates with you, because there's not going to be one clear winner here. There's going to be many, many winners. Okay? Many. I'm thinking hundreds here, guys, of coins that are going to change the way the world works. I didn't even talk about half the stuff I wanted to talk about, but I'm trying not to make this video too long as I do. Oh, I am going to, shoot, I wrote it down. Doggone, I forgot it. I'm doing my best to go to the seminar in Las Vegas on May 6th. It's an XRP gathering. And Mr. Deaton's going to be there, and Attorney Deaton, and many other content providers. I have not been invited. Somebody put it in my comments, and I was like, yeah, I've heard about it, but I didn't think it was that big a deal. And then I've kind of done some research, and it was like, everybody's please be there. So if you would like to meet me in person, I'm hoping to be there. I will confirm that, that I will be there in later videos. Or also on my website. If you haven't gone to my site, it's kind of old school, but it is who I am. and that is thecryptocrew.com, and check me out there. It's a simple site, but you can contact me through there if you have something important you'd like to talk to me about. I am very discreet. I don't tell you anybody's names unless they want me to. I talk to some very high profile people who have said, please, I don't want to be interviewed, I don't want to talk about this, but you could tell the people this or this or that. And they've told me a lot of things that I can't tell on YouTube, and to be honest, I can't even really tell it on some of the other platforms either, just because it's their choice. And that's the relationship I have with a lot of these people, and I plan to have that with you or whoever else would like to start up a conversation along that lines. Anyway, I'm babbling on now for sure. So May 6th in Las Vegas, and I will get more information to you in the future as to whether or not I'm going to be there. Whether or not I'm there, you should go if you're an XRP fan. So, okay. All right. On that note, guys, I am out. So, my wife and I are sitting out on our porch one morning, minding our own business. Lovely day. Crack of dawn morning. The animals are playing out in the front grass. And an owl swoops down and takes our kitten away. Yeah, right there. Right in front of plain sight. Flies away. And we named the kitten Taco. Right? Like, who would do that to the poor thing? So anyway, owl had to eat, and kitten was there, and Taco was there. So my son, being a brilliant man that he is, says, Dad, when you get a new cat, maybe you should call him Lucky. Yeah, perfect. What owl would swipe a kitten named Lucky? Perfect.